saw that collabo, her career would shoot up even more than it already has, just like Thames did. I mean, she'd be even more international. That's if she's not already international. So that would be good for her brand. It'd be good for her. It'd be good for her music. Good for Maven. Good for everybody, basically, that is connected to her either directly or indirectly. I mean, what do you say, James?
Of course, absolutely. It's a big deal. Rihanna, what if I hear Rihanna? It's a big deal. So if I don't know what kind of collaboration, I don't know how it will happen. I mean, every artist has a right, like any other person has a right to aspire. You understand? But it always happens like maybe it might be a song that Ayra Starr already has, or I don't know if they will have to just plan a new record, a new song to collaborate on. But nothing is impossible when it comes to this. I mean, this Afrobeat in quotes has gone so global that everybody wants to bite or a piece of the cake. So I won't be surprised if I hear or if I see, a collaboration between these two people.
I mean, Rihanna's already collaborated with Thames writing a song for her, right?
Exactly.
So,
So I mean, what else? Beyonce
mm,
has done music or has collaborated with
that
a
is
lot of
true.
our African artists. So
Yes.
I don't think Rihanna is far fetched like that.
That's true. Speaking about Rihanna, did you guys see Rihanna at the Met Gala?
Yes, yes, we did. I saw how apparently, basically, this year's theme was in honor of Karl Lagerfeld,
Yeah.
and there's some people that did not really appreciate that.
A number
But
of people
basically, it was
didn't.
nice to see the different ways that people interpreted his vision, his work in the past, and all of that. The gloves, and I saw it was nice to see her. But I don't understand. I don't know. Maybe it's the African in me, but this showing of not dressing, this leaving the bump naked, it worries me. It worries me. Sorry, it's the African in me talking. I
Mm.
mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it worries me. I mean, there are things that fly in the night and during the day.
Well, maybe they fly here. Maybe they don't fly in
They
the
fly
There are
everywhere. Forget.
restrictions.
they
they
don't
have
go beyond our
they have
borders.
visa. Don't
But
worry.
yeah, circling back to Rihanna here really quickly. You can't talk about Rihanna without talking about ASAP Rocky as well.
Ah,
And his outfit was
It was nice. Is it just me or is ASAP Rocky starting to look better since he got with
Was it
Rihanna?
yes, I
nice?
agree
I
with you. He's
agree. I
starting to
think
look
so.
better, but it could be
Yes.
psychological. It could be that basically him standing right next to Rihanna is making him look
Maybe.
nicer. Who knows?
I need to stand next to Rihanna in that case.
Rob, you already look good. You don't need to stand near
Oh, thank you,
Rihanna.
thank you, thank you.
At least he's
ASAP too looks good now.
exactly.
ASAP's a pretty boy.
Yeah, he's a pretty boy.
Pretty boy sounds,
Yeah.
you know,
No, but
the other team.
that's what he is. He's a pretty boy. No, not in the sense of not
Yes,
the other
yes,
way,
yes.
but he's a cute boy.
I never saw it though. I
No,
never
it's
saw
It was
it.
always there.
always
actually.
there.
It was there. But it was from the point of view of bad boy, that kind of thing, not
Cool boy.
yeah, not that bad boy. But yeah, he's always been a cute guy.
I
Okay.
never saw it.
Interesting. So back to Nigeria, Chidinma Ekile, a well-known Nigerian singer. I believe she won a singing contest years ago.
Yes.
Now she reveals that she was actually born blind. Now she says her parents faced a lot of challenges, and finally they turned to God, and miraculously she regained her sight.
Well, I think, look, I wish there was a medical practitioner here in the studio to let us know if it's possible for a baby to be born without being able to see at first, and for their sight to be restored. I'm sure there are lots of there's a condition or two out there that would be similar to what she had, or if she, or basically, maybe that's what happened to her. But as in, it's wonderful to read her story, and in fact, she should turn it into a film, and it would do very well here. But I would really have appreciated it if there was a medical practitioner to tell us if such conditions exist.
And though, when it comes to miracles, there's some things that just can't be explained. Maybe this is just one of those ones that maybe there really is no explanation for it, but it just happened.
Yes, I mean, like Jumoke said, there's probably an explanation for it. I mean, I don't know. But just maybe if we had a medical practitioner that can explain it. And yes, there can be, it might be a miracle. But I don't know if this story is really new. I think she must have said it like a long time ago from like back in the day. And but recently it just came out again and it seemed like, oh, everybody is going on this. I'm not really big on this. in this news.
And she was a big artist, and then she shocked people when she decided to, go gospel after her religious views changed, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And she's also said a few things that were very controversial at the time. By she blamed the head of the particular label show that she was on of being physically abusive towards her. Yes, I read that somewhere,
Wow.
and that was part of the reasons why she had this epiphany, basically. Yeah.
I think good record label bosses, because a lot of people a lot of the artists always seem to have issues with
It's always one thing.
with the record label bosses, particularly the really big names,
Mm.
both internationally and here in Nigeria as well.
It's because most artists they enter the industry without having the business mindset at the back of their mind, knowing full well that they will be exploited if they don't look out for themselves first. So a lot of musicians go as in, I only too excited to be signed on by these label bosses that they don't take the fine, because you cannot read the fine print. You're not a lawyer. They don't take the contract that they make you sign to a legal practitioner to look at it and explain it to you that this is basically what these things are saying. We think, oh, okay, maybe we'll just give it to a relative, and then they sign their lives away, and they don't look at fine print like copyright things, everything, as in what accrues, what comes to them after doing the work. So I think it's both ways. I think they're both culpable, both the label bosses and the artists. The label bosses, of course, if you don't know if you don't know if you're not aware, you will be taken advantage of. They want to make money. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, but Jumoke, don't you think the label bosses are in that position of power? So therefore, they should have more of a responsibility, because these artists, like we said, many of them get to the point of, oh, I found a label boss that wants to sign me. I never thought this would happen in my life. Somebody who came from the ghetto, the slum, and all that, and then he's presented with something that he has never ever seen in his life ever, like a life-changing thing. And label bosses knows that this boy, he doesn't really know much. They just get him in.
So they're exploiting.
Yes,
Exactly.
they exploit that. Most bosses are naturally, every human is naturally exploitative. You try to see what you can get away with. And because we're in this part of the world where a lot of people will hesitate to go the legal route, before they go into a big, God bless you, go into a big venture, they're more inclined to be like, I beg, make I just sign them, George. I mean, that's the money that they wrote there, and the money is small, but it looks big in the eyes. Yes, exactly.
It's
So
all subjective.
and it's all subjective. So the legal system here is not as fast as it should be. I'm trying to be optimistic here. So a lot of people would rather sign and ask questions later.
Okay, so can I just play a bit of the devil's advocate here? I mean, I manage a record label.
Yes, exactly.
And,
A record label boss.
Yes.
James.
Yes. No. So let me just, like I said, I also play like a devil's advocate. That sometimes the deal is actually good at the time of signing it, but artists also grow. They grow to a point where they want to renegotiate these deals and stuff. Sometimes you don't get it's not successful, and then maybe your contract or your deal elapses, and then you want to move on. But that's not taken away from the fact that sometimes you're already aggrieved, maybe in the course of, okay, the label refused to rearrange or revisit the contract, and now you're not even happy about the fact that they refused to do that, even though you want to stay, but you don't want to stay anymore and you want to move on. And then maybe moving on your own, you now feel, or it doesn't look like things are moving as it should go for you, and then sometimes not start talking about label exploitation. And so it has to also be known that a lot of people who run these legal record labels or any business are out to make profits. It is not charity. So if you are coming with nothing but your talent, I mean, it's time for you to wake up and realize that talent is not just enough. If you cannot afford to push your record or push your talent to where it should get, or what is, how you should push it to even make profit for yourself, then you have to also consider the people that are going to be putting that money to in quotes exploit your talent in return.
All right, let's see what message we have coming through. Daisy says, I hear you, Jumoke, but I think the inherent need to be famous overrides the need to read the contract.
Yes.
In fairness, record bosses do churn out a lot of money to make someone a star, and they must be paid back.
Yep.
Saint Fajo says, been waiting for your gist. Few minutes to start my office meeting, but I need the gist. Stay with us, please. And he says, as regards the blind scene, it's possible, she says, a miracle, not science. All right, let's move on to our next story. And this still in health-related matters.
Yep, let's talk about Eric Marlon Bishop. But here, we all know him as Jamie Foxx. And he remains hospitalized more than 3 weeks after suffering a medical emergency. And those closest to him say he needs all the prayers and well wishes that his fans can muster.
Ha, that's worrisome. Whenever people start to talk in parables, it means things are not as kosher as they're supposed to be.
Exactly. And his exact condition is not even known.
Exactly.
Right
I mean, it's all, there's a lot of secrecy around his exact condition. What is wrong? What's the progress? Has he made progress? Is he in a coma? Is he not in a coma? Is he dying? Is he not dying? Is he going through chemo? Is he not going through? There's so many questions that are out there. And of course, they reserve the right, his family and his estate reserve the right to either give as little or as much information as they want. But I'm worried though. I'm very worried because this is a multi-talented man.
Yeah.
We cannot lose him. He should not go anywhere. Jamie Foxx, if you can hear me in the spirit realm, do not even dare.
Do we want him in the spirit realm?
Okay, it's true. Just in case, if he's in a coma, I'm just trying to, if he's in a coma, he's in between that curtain of let me not get mysterious.
What it is, Jumoke, well, like you said, his family and his estate have, reserved the right to not give out that information. But don't you think, them not, saying anything specific could then leave room for all these conjectures and speculations? Oh, he has this, or he doesn't have this, or he's in a coma, or he's not in a coma, and so on and so forth. At least read something.
Give us something.
No, this is what's going on. No,
Corinne, give us something.
They don't need to go into all the details. Just something definite, I guess.
Yeah. So if Jamie Foxx's daughter Corinne is listening, sis, please give us something. Anything.
He's 55, right?
Yes.
So I mean, he's not really that. He's not old like that.
He's not old at all.
I'm wondering what exactly would have happened. But you see, these days, even with a lot of people have underlying health issues, and that they don't even know about, and something will just trigger, and then boom. But I want to believe that someone like Jamie Foxx would, probably would have been going through, what's it called, checkups every other year, every other time and stuff. But the strange thing about this one is the fact that there are no details. I mean, this is coming from America that can give you a lot of details.
He actually posted, but we don't know if that is him posting or his handler. Right, Ayo, you have that up here.
Yeah, there's a post on his verified Twitter, Instagram page, I think about it, about 12 hours ago, and the post says, "Appreciate all the love, feeling blessed."
It doesn't really say much.
It can be anybody. Could have been Corinne that wrote that. Who knows?
And then he reposted something that Corinne posted. Maybe Corinne reposted something Corinne posted. But, yeah, because I don't think that's Jamie at this point. It's not the way he would normally post when he handles that
doesn't even sound like him.
Wow. We just hope for the best for him, really, at this point.
Exactly.
All right, you're listening to Smooth 98.1. Stay with us. The Grapevine continues.
And you're listening to Smooth.
Hey my God, this is so much fun. So it's fun. This is the first time presenting James. Oh my God, James, such an honor. It's such an honor, honestly. You see, history and I say history and that. James and I have history. Really? Yeah. Wow. A long time ago. You guys, more than 10 years ago. No. I came to his studio to do a photo shoot for a makeup artist friend of mine.
Oh, wow.
And
today's your day of reunions.
Yeah.
No,
I've been seeing each other since now. It's not today I've been seeing James.
This was actually doing the show together. Like
yes! Oh my God, this is so much fun. Oh my God.
So I'm a fan of her, actually.
I'm a fan of yours, bro.
Aww. See, this is what celebs do.
Chicks and Jam Jam. You watch Chicks and Jam Jam?
No, she doesn't know.
You follow him on Instagram. He's so funny. He always talks about what he's done. Like, his daughter wanted to kill him once. I was like, what? I didn't kill her now. I've seen it. I've seen the case. And then he was reporting her that she wanted to kill me. I'm like, yeah, you said so. You said that it's a long time.
I was saying, I said, you remember? She said, no.
She won't remember. That is hilarious. Your posts on Instagram are hilarious.
Congenital
And
blindness
Sarah
isn't
Man take
curable. Perhaps she
bring
had
bring
infected
chicks,
errors that
bring
were
chicks.
corrected.
Oh my god.
Nemeka is a pharmacist.
please,
You guys are
Jumoke.
cute together.
I beg you.
Oh, well, I don't understand.
We just, it's social media, we're just looking.
You are cute together on social media.
Like the dad and daughter.
No, I'm talking about his wife. Whenever I bring his wife too.
Oh!
Oh my god. She's very sassy. No. When she says things, I start laughing. I'm like, oh god.
Oh, just try to help you.
That's real. That's real.
Show me the money!
Fuck happens to everybody.
The money! Don't remind me of my pain, Ayo. Someone owes me 1,000 naira. You're listening to The Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. It's a full house. Jumoke, James, Ayo, and Zibby.
Yeah!
I forgot to take off my headphones, James.
No, that wasn't bad.
Okay,
at all.
James, I'm going to call your name again.
Yeah!
Too late.
But just called my name. Did you
Yes,
hear
but I
that?
didn't have... Okay, James.
Yeah!
I think you stop calling his name. I will not say it.
It's 8:34 and this is The Grapevine on Smooth 98.1. The WhatsApp number is 0809 440 981. Emeka from Ikeja. Emeka's a pharmacist and he says congenital blindness, bracket from birth, isn't curable. Perhaps she had refractive errors that were corrected.
Hey, see, this is the reason why we
I
needed
would
the
say
medical.
miracles don't exist.
Oh, they do now, live. But
Okay.
a lot of things that we call miracles in this part of the world is not miracles, it's lack of knowledge.
Interesting perspective.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Bossun says he posted an IG yesterday, so I believe he's getting better. That is Jamie Foxx. And Terence says, you guys just made me cry now. Jamie should not dare. Oh my days, we're so sorry, Terence.
God bless you, bro. You're on the same. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're a bro. Are you a bro?
It's hard to tell.
Okay, sorry. God bless you, fam.
That's better.
We hope Jamie will make it, and in fact, we're hopeful. Yes.
Shouldn't dare.
Saint Fudger says he's into old Jesu. A lot of these dudes have underlying health challenges. If he has a particular illness, he will be attended to. Daisy says, I feel for the family, but they should please give us the full story so we can pray correctly.
God bless you. Oh,
But do you need specifics to pray?
Enough,
Sometimes
Sha.
you do.
Oh.
At least give us enough. Give
A
us
particular
something.
prayer point.
Exactly.
So you know where
Exactly, where
you're
you're
directing
directing
the prayer.
prayers.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Daisy, I'm not going to read out what Daisy thought about Jumoke and
Wow,
James.
Daisy, why not?
I'll come on.
Should I read it out?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
Daisy said, I thought Jumoke was about to say she dated James.
Daisy, you're a table shaker.
No.
James
Far
is
from it.
definitely watching
No.
the live stream.
He's a big brother to me that I deeply respect.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Yeah, she's watching live stream.
All right. Don't forget, we're streaming live. So if you want to catch all the action that's happening in the studio, just search for Smooth 981 on YouTube and you can catch the live stream. It's never a great thing when love ends, particularly not great when Cher and her partner or her boyfriend, Alexander Edwards, have now broken up. 40-year age gap, but I have to say they were the cutest couple.
40-year age
White side.
gap.
Yes.
White side.
Everyone deserves love.
Yes, of course. Definitely. We all deserve love, but not from people that we can give breath to.
You know,
1,000 times.
This is where per.
Come to
man.
play, right?
You know what I mean, right?
Yes.
I am joking. I'm tired of the two of you. But seriously though, did you see this coming? Did you know that this was going to be a short-lived relationship?
Yes. Oh, a big fat yes.
Wow.
Because I don't know. No. As in, even for people that have the age difference of 10 years, it's you see Diana and Uncle and King Charles now, soon to be King Charles. You saw what happened there. It played out right in front of all of us.
But let's look at Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Massive age gap. They're still married.
Okay,
they're still happy.
They are the exception in the rule because I know they are an exception. But there was a time when they nearly divorced. Nearly.
Well, even people that are of similar ages would still go through these challenges.
Yes, but the age different because the mindsets are different. I mean, the things that they grew up with are different. Just like me going and dating someone that's 20 years my junior. Wow! Purr, man. Purr. It ain't gonna work. I know I grew up at the time when there was no. I grew up at the time when there was cameras that took you weeks before you got your pictures. Before the mobile phones. There's so many things. There's so many differences.
Wow. James, what do you think?
I mean, I feel like in this day and age, love is love. People can be attracted to
Yes, James.
you know. So, but outside that, I think it's also about. I always say that is it the Europeans or the Americans, when it comes to relationship like this, they are unpredictable.
Yep.
People that have been together for over 30, they still as old as they are, will still come out and say they are, going their separate ways. So
Kevin Costner.
it just happens.
50 years.
Do you
50 years
understand?
difference.
So, but here in Africa, it's quite different. But the times have changed, so we just have to be open to these possibilities. As the way Jumoke is saying, is for these days, why do we have sugar mommy and sugar daddy?
I ain't gonna be nobody's sugar mommy. No, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
sugar sister.
Sugar sister, God bless you. I need a sugar daddy.
Jumoke was joking.
I was joking. Oh,
But-
was I?
I know Jumoke, she definitely was. But when you think about it, though, Cher and this guy, sometimes the unlikely couples actually spend the most time with each other.
I mean, yeah.
Ayo, is 40 years too much for you?
It
Eh?
is beyond
Is he up to 40 years?
40 years. Zibby, do you know what a 40-year gap is?
Ha!
It's 4 decades.
That's a lot. I mean, if the person was in a previous relationship, their children would be, are likely to be older than you.
Grandchildren, safe.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, Cher's children are definitely older than this
You see?
guy. Yeah.
So,
But I just like them together. They were so odd and quirky and different, and they both love music. And Cher doesn't look like a regular 78-year-old.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
She looks like she could be 40.
Mm.
So maybe he didn't know her real age.
no, come on.
That is saying that he didn't know who Cher is or was or
Well,
is.
he probably didn't know her. She was way before his time.
Now, looking at the generation today, I can believe that because many of them have no idea of some of the OGs.
Yep.
who've been in the game,
Mm.
so
True.
they have no idea.
So another couple who are going their separate ways. Everyone's favorite bodyguard, Kevin Costner, and his wife, Christine Baumgartner, are getting a divorce. They've been together for 18 years.
Mm.
After 18 years, though, is there a reason to get divorced?
That's the funny thing about that side, Here, you look like if you survived. I mean, I don't know wherever that came from, right? But let me bring it to in the context of marriage. To say if you can survive 5 years in marriage, there's possibility that you can spend the rest of your lives together. But I don't think that has worked over time because we've seen instances where people after 10 years, even in Nigeria or in Africa, still go their separate ways. But I always say, at the other side, you can just wake up one morning and feel like, or maybe go to the mall and meet one other person and you'll be like, you come back home to your husband or your wife and be like, yo, I can't do this anymore. I'm in love with someone else. I mean, so it just happens. This is, let's say, matters of the heart. Sometimes you cannot use logic or your brain to explain it.
Okay. Bosun from Sierra Leone says, Jumoke's voice is sweet for gist. It has
You are in the spirit. I love gist. Oh my gosh.
it has thriller, rom-com, action,
It-
all in
it
one.
does.
Yes!
It
The
does.
actress in me.
He also says, I can be your zaddy.
Oh my. I like the sound of that.
Say Fajo says, please, I'm still waiting for more gist. 15 minutes more for my meeting.
I know, right?
All right, say Fajo, stay with us. Ali says, most times it's just the passion that they have and they mistake it for love or marriage, whatever that thing is.
Mm.
God bless America.
God bless America.
And no place else.
All right, let's take some more stories here. Now, Shaka Khan and country music icon Willie Nelson, who just celebrated his 90th birthday last weekend with a star-studded concert at the Hollywood Bowl, is among the performers who will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year, organizers announced on Wednesday.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson is 90 years old, but he's one of the coolest people in the world.
Yeah, I believe so.
That would be me.
We'll give you maybe 60 more years. You'll be Willie Nelson.
What's that supposed to mean, Zibby? Zibby, what do you mean by that?
I'm just glad that he was able to experience it before he died because 90. Knocking on that road.
Whoa! Speaking of
Knocking on that door.
Speaking of knocking on that door, Kate
No,
Bush,
running up that hill. Yeah, Kate Bush.
Kate
Yeah.
Bush,
I love that
Kate Bush,
song.
Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorites is
George
also
Michael.
George Michael
God
as
bless you,
well.
George Michael. I'm sure you're in heaven singing with the angels.
Yes.
They're all going to be inducted into, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
And the criteria is they need to have, or their first album needs to have been released 25 years
single.
before. So it just lets you know how long people like Missy, Shaka Khan, Willie Nelson, I mean, he's 90, how long they've actually been in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when did we? Missy Elliott, for God's sake. Am I not surprised that? Wow, it's been 25 years already.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, when did we start listening to?
When we are old. And back today, that's what.
Man.
That's what. You know. Sorry, I apologize. You're young.
No, but it's true. I mean, we are like, I just Missy Elliott, 25 years already from that first album. Wow, but she deserves it. I mean, she's a legend. I love her. And she still tries to. She reminds me of what's her name? Shola Red MC.
Okay.
Yes, you used to still see Red MC on stage, but she'll be jumping, and you don't know that. I mean, Red MC is 50.
50. Yeah, she's not 50. She's not 50.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
This is 51.
Missy's 51.
51.
So,
Well, I'll be excited when Fela makes it into that Hall of Fame. I don't understand. There was a time when we're all told to vote.
I voted.
I
Yeah, I
voted
remember.
multiple
You did.
times every day. I tried to vote more than once, but you could only do it once a week. 24 hours. So when he enters that Hall of Fame, I will
It'll be
rejoice even more.
We'll have a
Yes.
party.
It'll be nice.
Exactly.
We will. Let's see what messages we have coming through. Staying married is a choice couples make every day. The day either of the parties change their mind, that is the end of the marriage. Can be after 30 days or after 30 years, and that is from Habiba. And Finder says Jumoke is beautiful, nice hair.
Thank you. Oh, you can actually see me. You know,
Yes,
Of
the
course.
live
See me.
stream.
Thank you.
You know
Thank.
what? Let's see what is happening on that live stream, what messages that we have coming through on there. But we have time for just one more story, and this one has to do with Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran is in court, by the way. He's being accused of illegally sampling some Marvin Gaye music. But anyways, in a documentary called The Sum of It All, it's been revealed that after his wife learned of a cancer diagnosis, Ed Sheeran was so emotional, maybe, and he wrote 7 songs in 4 hours.
It's honest. I would definitely believe that, because there are a lot of us creatives all of us creatives have our different ways of expressing our hurt, our excitement, as in when some overwhelming sadness comes over us. We have our different ways of expressing it, and Ed Sheeran's way is by writing songs. So there's some people that when they are happy, they don't write good songs. But when they are sad, when they're going through heartbreak,
Taylor Swift.
hey,
Adele.
God bless you.
Adele.
Exactly.
Side eye.
Because I don't get Adele's that album was amazeballs. But now that she's happy, we don't know. Although the last album she released was basically about the sadness she experienced while getting her divorce. So I understand Ed's ability to. In fact, even 7 is even small. I'm expecting 20. Hello, have you listened to Ed Sheeran's? If my bros is deep, it's very deep. In fact, he enters a realm that I can't explain. Whenever he's writing a song, oh, Eddie,
It's
God
amazing.
bless you.
There was this other artist that came out around the same time he did, a British artist. But while Ed focused on the music, that one focused on theatrics and drama.
Who's that?
Who's
Because there are lots of
what's
them,
his
so I don't
name
know which
now?
one.
I try not to think about his name a lot.
Okay, I can't think of that person. The person is not coming to mind right now.
It's not Samuel L. Jackson though.
But it's really I really hope for the best concern, because the cancer diagnosis is terrible news, and depends on what stage. Because he didn't let us know whether it was stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Just said
But
that
she's
there was a
fine
lot.
now.
There was a lot, so that means it was probably
Yes.
stage 1, and it was caught on time. I'm grateful, and she was pregnant at the time.
Yes,
she was 6 months
indeed.
pregnant. So imagine going through such an amazing experience and finding out that, that there's a lump somewhere. Hey,
Yeah. Let's see. Xavier says, "Hello, sugar sister Jumi. Zibby is just too Western. I bet she can't date someone 40 years younger. Is she even 40 yet? No, I'm not. But I mean, if I date someone 40 years younger, that baby has not been born. So, how will that happen? I know it doesn't mean the guy you'll marry hasn't been born yet. I don't mind Zibby.
I'm not minding that.
Ajibade says, you mean Sam Smith? I didn't call anyone's name. I just said it's not Samuel L. Jackson.
No, Sammy, no. No, I love Sam. Wow. No,
Maybe
Sam.
when I used to love him.
What? You don't love him anymore?
Well,
But
Zibby will
he's not
tell
gonna
us
sign
why.
that song.
Maybe after the show.
Exactly.
I don't know.
That is all the time that we have for today.
No.
Thank you so much for your messages. Thank you for listening. And special thanks to my co-anchors, James
Thank you very
and
much.
Jumoke, for joining us.
Yes, her.
There's a lot more to come on the
What
Spirit
have I done?
Breakfast. Lagos Talks from 9 a.m.